Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll explore what causes diseases, flies, and insects that affect our plants and how we can prevent them. We'll be doing a few experiments related to this. We'll see the results together. Here, I have a soil that I've left quite moist. There are already flies buzzing around under these little taxis. Now we will apply different formulas to them. A few weeks after changing the soil, flies will start buzzing around inside the house. If we plant these flowers in a very large pot, we cannot change the soil, but we do use some chemicals. Instead, we'll see what we can do at home by experimenting. The first method I'll apply is liquid Arabic soap. Add some dish soap into 1 liter of warm water. Pour a tablespoon of Arabian cold water. I'll mix it up and then spray it like that. I mentioned this in my previous videos as well. I'm using this for aphids. It has quite a benefit too. Let's see if we'll notice its benefits for the flies on the plants. The biggest reason for these flies is already due to the chemical-free soils we get from those cheap places we call 1 million shops. Flies, they start buzzing around inside the house. First of all, you can use natural remedies like this. I'm trying to save it, so I'm spraying this all over the flower, the soil, and the leaves. I'm applying the mixture of liquid Arabic soap and warm water. You can already see it on the small bugs like these flies. We'll see if they've been disturbed or not, because after I spray this, I wait for about a day. I check again every other day. As I said before, these types of places are places that only buy and sell soil, that is, land that is purchased cheaply without pesticides. They don't know what's in it. When buying potting soil, get it from big malls that sell flowers or from a local florist. Because this soil, since they use their own flowers, they know what's in it, and they don't want to risk their own plants. Look, they're flying around quite happily after I poured the liquid Arabic soap. So it doesn't have that much of an effect, but as I said, I will let it sit. Let it dry completely. Let's see what happens the next day. And here we are checking the flies a day later. It's flying the same way. Why? No treatment is done on the soil that is collected and packaged cheaply. We do this with any liquid we pour on it. We're not able to save them right now, but I will try with other materials as well. I will also try these flies, ants, and other materials that harm insects. As you can see here, there's cinnamon, ground cinnamon. I will pour it in a moment. Let's see if the ground cinnamon will have any effect. Will it have any benefit? Here's the ground cinnamon. I will pour this generously onto the soil. Normally, it keeps the flies and ants away from your plants. It will keep them away here as well. It's a very big pot. Of course, since we can't change the soil, what do we need to do? Now the smell of cinnamon is bothering the flies. Let's see how this application goes. Will it work? Let's sprinkle plenty of cinnamon. Cinnamon. I've mentioned it before, I've explained it in my videos. Cinnamon has antimicrobial properties. It will protect your plants from diseases. The powerful ingredients in cinnamon, antioxidants. It is also a powerful drying spice. So, I believe it will work. I'm going to sprinkle a lot right now. After sprinkling the cinnamon, I waited another day. Let's see. Yes, the flies are still flying. So it seems that cinnamon doesn't work at all. Okay. I'm disturbing the animals. They are flying here quite beautifully and happily. So it means we won't see any benefit from the cinnamon here. Let's move on to our other option. Now for our next application, we will mix vinegar with water in a 1-to-1 ratio. We'll put it in the spray bottle and we will apply this to our plant. So, vinegar is normally poured onto the soil to get rid of weeds. So, the acetic acid found in vinegar, it prevents the growth of weeds and doesn't harm the soil. We can mix it in a 1-to-1 ratio and apply it. Let's see if this will work. Okay, I'm applying it to the soil. You apply it too. After pouring it, we don't go there anymore. The flies are flying around for a week. By the way, of course, we need to keep the pot away from other things. The flies here will ask this question, but I will pour some of this vinegar water into the pot next to us so that the flies will fly there too. We're pouring a lot so it doesn't get diluted. Subscribe. It seems like there's a decrease in the flies after doing so many applications. I wonder if we save the soil. There are still flying flies, of course. They are still visible. Yes, there are still flies present. Now I've mixed vinegar and water in a 1-to-1 ratio in a 2-liter plastic bottle. I will pour it completely onto the soil like that. I'm going to pour a lot so that water runs out from the bottom. You know how we soak our vegetables, parsley and stuff in vinegar water beforehand in the kitchen? I'm going to do the same application there to make sure there are no bugs or flies and no eggs. Let the soil drain, let it flow. So, if there is any, the vinegar needs to be effective. You can see the water is running out. Let's see what happens next. We've really put the flowers through a lot. We're applying everything here. They can still stand well. We completely drained it. There are still some flying around. It was cinnamon, and it was Arabic soap. It was vinegar water. These flies have blocked noses. They can't smell anything at all. It's not causing any harm. Somehow the animals are still flying around. Now, I'm going to try another method, because I can see that this isn't really working either. So, the flies are still around, and I've ruined the flowers by now. Even though it uses so many materials, it's still natural. Actually, what needs to be done is, if there are flies, you should throw them into the soil. As I mentioned, get soil from a place you know, like a flower shop you trust, or from a big mall that sells flowers, with treated soil or humus-rich soil. Take your flowers out and clean them all the way down to the roots. Wash the roots thoroughly. Then replant them in that clean soil. You will be free from this fly issue. But as I said, I'm currently conducting experiments in case we can find a solution, even if it's a very large pot. There's another experiment now. Cigarette butts. So if you're using cigarettes at home, throw the butts into a container like this. And the garlic, I'll crush that too. I'm going to add water to it. So believe me, an absolutely disgusting smell truly comes out from the mixture of these two. I will strain these and spray them back onto the plant's soil and pour it on top. As I said, we don't want to use chemicals. Otherwise, you can spray fly spray on these flying flies. So you can spray and kill the flies. That's one method, but I don't want to go that route. What can we do naturally? Our current goal is this. Otherwise, take, I won't mention the brand now, insecticides, fly sprays, and spray them on the flowers. Then, kill all the flies. That's actually one method. Now we wait, for about 200 hours anyway. Thoroughly. All the disgusting smells are going into the water. Let's strain this into a container. After straining, we will fill this into the spray bottle anyway. Believe me right now. The smell is so disturbing. On one hand, there's the smell of nicotine, and on the other hand, garlic. You can already see the color of the water and what it's become. So let this work now. We will fill this into the spray bottle and apply it. Yes, our flies have supernatural powers. They're still here. Even though we use so many materials, they do not want to leave the pot. The last resort is nicotine, with a spear. We will now apply it as a liquid. Look, it's walking beautifully. Let's squeeze it well. I mean, such a terrible smell is spreading in the air. I hope this works. As I said, I'm spraying it on the plant next to it too. I don't want it to get mixed in there. It will mix here and go over there. I'm going to apply this nicotine and garlic to all the plants anyway. Look, they're wandering around all dazed. Of course, I don't expect to get a result right now. I'll wait a bit. I'll check if they're still there. If this is not the solution, as I said, the pot soil will be changed. One is sitting. Right now I've got the best solution with nicotine and garlic. Only one or two are flying around. But I'm going to change the soil now. Look, there are still some flying around right now. That's why I can't trust it, but to protect the plants. So we can mix nicotine and garlic and spray it on our plants. According to me, we're going to see quite a bit of benefit. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell to watch my other videos with different experiments.